Hey, what's up, my crypto fans? So, I'm bringing you this PGV update. You're probably bored of it. I'm probably bored of it. But is this finally it? Is this the end of Manny's road to bullshit with all the failed refunds, and the loan is going to be here Wednesday and all your refunds are going to hit your wallets by Friday? He has claimed he's got 5 people to help him out once them funds drop no later than Wednesday, and that the contract that people are waiting on, the USDC contract, will be pumped full of that nice liquidated money for everyone to do the self-refund on. So in today's video, we're going to go over what the updates are, why I think some of it's good, some of it's bad, and what we've got to look forward to this week. So if you want to know all that cool stuff and more, stay tuned and let's go crypto. Boom. Before I jump into today's video, for those of you that are new to the channel, I'm Christian and this is Crypto OG, where I give you the news, reviews and overviews in the crypto, DeFi and sometimes NFT space. And yes, you've guessed it, the mandatory bit of anything you see here or choose to ignore is not financial advice, it's just me being nice. So with that being said, and without further ado, what is happening this week? Well, I'm about to go over a little bit of information with Manny's whining and the refund saga and the process. But my biggest thing for this video is this the end? Is this the last chance for Manny's road to bullshit coming to an end? Because if he doesn't come good by Friday on what he's promised, I am going to categorically say that this guy is never going to do it. We've talked a lot in this video about why them funds are difficult to get, and that the fact that he wants to get over 20 million in funds on a loan is a massive order. But let's jump in and see what we're going to expect from this week from the Manny's road to bullshit. What up? So as you can see here, I've pretty much mapped out of how I think this should go, and it has to end on Friday. This is the last chance. If Manny fails on this, he has absolutely, squashed anyone that's had any opium for him or any thoughts that he was going to do it. It's just going to be a load of shite. Now, here you can see we've had refund 1, 2, and 3. I mean, I'm just talking of the month of March. We know this has been going on over 2 months now. But we forget about all that failed stuff and we look at the final hurdle. Now, I'm going to call this road 2 different names. For the people that are opium and really liking the project and believe everything Manny says and spin doctors and with, we're going to call this the road to refunds. Now, obviously, for the people that don't believe Manny and thinks the refund's not coming on by Friday, we're going to call it the road to bullshit, the road to Manny's bullshit. So whichever road you think this is going to be, it has to be finalized on Friday. So let me just go through a scenario which I think should happen. He says he's going to get the refund by today, tomorrow, but we're going to say Wednesday at the latest. We're going to say if it truly is getting nearly $20 million of refund, let's give him the benefit of the doubt that the loan hits on Wednesday and that they choose 3 business working days. Because I know there's been some confusion about this, but I know how business days work. The business days. So for instance, if they closed at 5 o'clock on a Friday and you did it at 4 o'clock on a Friday, that wouldn't count as one business day. Their processing time is business day. So they would start looking at that on a Monday. So Monday would be 1 business day. 24 hours later, Tuesday, 2 business days. 24 hours later on a Wednesday, 3 business days. So let's just say Wednesday is loan day. Then we move on to Thursday, where he's got 5 people helping him out that he trusts. So these refunds should be flying out to you as a breeze. Now, I've got my own personal reservations about how you're going to move 20 million in funds that kind of easy and quick, and how you're going to let that kind of go. But we'll wait and see. Now, also, he says we're going to pump the contract for the people to do the self-refunds. Again, that's a big order. That's going to take a bit of time. So I'm going to say Friday should be the final day that it's all over, and that when we come to do our Friday's video, Manny's high-fiving himself in the mirror. Everyone's kind of happy going into the weekend, going into bank holiday, Easter weekend if you're in the UK, with all their refunds ready to go into their next venture of crypto. Now, if we jump into the website, you can see that another updated video, a shorter one of 12 minutes 17's come out, where he tells you, he again whining on about hard life is hard for him, but how he's doing the refund, the loan, the collateral loan he calls it, in and that everyone is going to get their refund. And he has had an update that it's in the wallet. It's just waiting to be transferred. Now, just want to go through one of the kind of Discord messages that came out from Pocket Aces. Now, I've got nothing against Pocket Aces. I don't know him. I'd never actually go out and call out a fellow YouTuber without speaking to him first. But, you know, it'd be nice to get his thoughts. He is an admin. He does get to see a lot. Probably we don't. So, but I'll just go through. He says, sorry, guys. I know as admins, we've not been around much, mostly in the DMs and trying to get some of the things done that he needs to do. I must admit that things seem to need to take a break from the chat and seeing pretty heavy conversations. I know some of you are hurting and very bad, but it is odd that you choose to talk about it openly on a group chat. Now, that bit I don't agree with. Do you know, where else are these meant to talk about it? You don't do hardly any AMAs where people get to talk back. No one else has got anywhere to talk about it. They need to know what other investors think, so they need a chat. It's all right you opening these Discords and when things are going well, you're saying pump it, shill it, everyone get in the group chat, everyone shill it to the friends. But when shite goes bad, you're blocking people. You're asking them not to openly talk about how they're feeling about their money going. Now, the suicide bit, I don't obviously agree with. Like he says, there is help groups there. How much is in that suicide thing, I'm not sure. But definitely, like I said, don't think about suicide. I've lost over 125,000 on the Luna shite when crypto went bad. And it's just money, it's just business. We can all move forward and we'll all live to fight another day. But as where you don't understand, I mean, you as a YouTuber should know pretty much as well, Pocket Aces, that, you know, they've got nowhere else to talk about it. So I understand what you're saying a bit, mate, but, you know, you've got to feel for the investors a bit, and they're going to voice in the chat because they're rightly so. They've invested in it. They own the project, right? They've got some clown sitting behind the screen just giving false updates with no face, saying the money's coming for 2 months straight. You know what I mean? I think they've deserved and earned the right to sort of like vent off a little bit in a chat. But that's just my opinion. Anyway, I'll go on. Obviously, you can read this. You've probably read it by now while I'm waffling on. He said, I've still gone 2 steps forward and 1 step back, but he's learning from his mistakes. So obviously, this ain't gone too well for him either. And he's saying how he's dealing with it. How true that is, I don't know. A lot of the other stuff that's coming out as well. Obviously, the contract, if we have a look. Obviously, nothing's happening there. But what leaves me and what might leave you to question a lot of things is let's have a look. It's the final countdown week and go over every day, step by step, starting with this video today and going through all the way to Friday. So Monday, I'm going to update you on the process. I'm going to call out any BS that's sort of coming in the wings. And I'm going to give you, at the end of every video, a risk rating of how likely Friday's refunds are to come. Now, we're saying Wednesday refunds, but Friday it should all be done and dusted. Tuesday, I'm going to give you an update on the loan process, the same. So Monday, Tuesday are going to be our gauging days. Wednesday, the loan and the refund start. So if we've not heard anything that they're starting on Wednesday, we're going to call this out to manage the project. I'm going to reach out to some other YouTubers to see what they think. And I mean, they might reply to me, they might not, to get them on board. And then for me, I think it'll be really important to open up probably an AMA for people that are in the project just from as YouTubers. We're getting to the final countdown because if Manny doesn't do everything he says by the end of the week, I'm going to call rug on this project. I'm going to call shite. Do you know what I mean? Whether he's around or not, the ignorance is not an excuse. Just because he says I'm still here, you're still here, but you're doing nothing. You might as well be a ghost. But then on Thursday, the refund process. So if on Thursday he's saying he's got 1 or 2 days delays without a valid reason, that's when we're going to start getting worried. But if Thursday people are starting seeing refunds hitting their wallets, we're going to be on the road to, you know, the good time bus. Friday, all refunds should be done. The USDC contract should be pumped and all manual funds refunds should be starting. So you should be seeing the contract that you see on the screen now starting up, and you should be able to pull your refunds out. Now, this is all good in theory, and Manny should then come out with a big fat apology and on the screen and then say, okay, that's good. And then whichever one's stupid enough to get into any more of his projects, you can go off and waste your money again. Or if you just want to take your money and get into something better, do that. So let's give Manny the benefit of the doubt. Let's call this final countdown. Let's go out to the euphoria guys, the opium guys, and call it road to refunds. We'll go out to the more people that have been disorientated by the constant lies, call it the road to bullshit. And at the end of the week, we hopefully will have a conclusion one way or another. But as always on Crypto OG, trade smart, trade safe, and don't get wrecked.